So the flavor of the month is this Cinnabon Lady, who apparently made racial statements to these Somalians in Minnesota, somewhere over there, because the clip shows that her just saying the N word and with no context. But then you get these other releases where that they start off I guess talking shit to her, sexualizing her, telling her that making a statement that how does she feel better about herself sexualizing her body when she's wearing long sleeves and an apron. So I can only imagine how the conversation really started. That being said, hey, look, she is, it seems like she's fucking fed up with the bullshit over there, and I can relate to it. I'm not going to give a shout out to anybody. I'm not going to try to promote anybody else's program. There's a lot of people that I do follow. Some people that have given, made some valid points. I'm not going to drag them into my bullshit. I just started this channel, so I got nothing to lose. I don't give a fuck. I'm not getting paid for this. But I get why she probably wasn't racist maybe last year. Hell, a few months ago, up until I started keeping up with everything, I hated it when white people use the N-word. I hated it when anybody used the N-word out of context. I remember the very first time that I used the N-word back in, and I remember it because it was a fucking big deal. Like, it there was all kinds of repercussions that happened behind it. See, in 1984, I was a fan of Red Fox. He had Sanford and Sons on the TV, and Red Fox, I don't know if anybody remembers, but he used the N-word a lot in his comedy. So did Richard Pryor. So I remember I was in gym class, and I had a black gym class coach, and this it I don't know if it would have mattered, but he I forget what he was saying. I forget what he was doing, but I remember I said, "Nigga, shut the fuck up." And like everything got dead quiet. And he looked at me and said, "What did you just say to me, boy?" And I said, "Nigga, shut the fuck up." And he made me stand against the wall, and he went up one side and down the other verbally. How dare you cracker ass peckerwood, Wonder Bread eating, blah, blah, blah. And, asking me where I heard that word from, and I told him. And, it was a big thing then. I mean, we were stationed on Governor's Island, back when Governor's Island was an actual military place. And then he made me look up the word. And he made me, I think it was 1,000 word, 1,000 times or 1,000 word thing. But with him, it was also 1,000 words, because he was also our computer instructor. And everything with him was 1,000 words. If you fucked up in his class 1,000 times of this, that, or whatever. And I remember looking up that word. And the word nigger, at least back in 1983, 1984, 1985, in the English, the Webster Dictionary, used to mean an ignorant, retarded, or otherwise, what was it? Otherwise, unsomething. Anyway, you were ignorant, retarded, you were like, you had a very low IQ. That's what that word meant. Had nothing to do with your skin tone. Now fast forward, and the last few months I've been, paying attention to all of this shit, all the news, politics, especially with finding out about the Somalis. And I know in one of my posts that I said this is why Somalians, Haitians, and Muslims do not belong in this country, and they don't. They're not willing to assimilate to our culture, to this country's way of life. They're coming over here trying to dictate to us, to American citizens, how we are supposed to live, how we are supposed to dress, how we are supposed to act. And if anybody should be offended, it should be every female. Every American citizen female in the United States should be completely offended that we're allowing these people to come in and dictate their beliefs to everybody else. Because all you whores out here, especially you millennials, walking around at night to the clubs with your shit hanging out. Oh, I just want to get bodies. I want to get ran through. I want trains run down. I want a guy that's 6'4", makes over 6 and 7 figures, all this other shit. Yeah, you're the type of bitch that they're coming for. You are the ones that these Somalians, these Haitians, these Muslims are all coming for. They're coming for you. They're trying to tell you how you need to be living, how you need to be dressing, how you need to be acting. So if you want to take a stand, maybe you better, it would behoove you to do some actual research and just stop riding on the Democratic bandwagon of Trump's bad, Democrats are good. Democrats ain't got your back. Democrats ain't got nobody's back. All they care about is big government and making you dependent on it. Republicans, conservatives like myself, we want to live. We want to live and let live. And if you aren't going to let us live, you don't belong here. You need to get the fuck out. Peace and hair grease.